Dance party! It's almost Christmas, you guys! Gonna get our dance on this wave. Are you laughing at me?
Maybe just a little.
Well, let's see who's laughing at me. You're on.
I don't see myself.
Well, you're on.
I'm on.
Yeah.
I don't see me on here. That's weird. Oh, there I am.
I see you. I guess.
Oh, I'm so delayed. I'm like 30 seconds delayed here.
I guess there's a delay. Hey, Chris. Hey, Steven. Welcome to the stream. Can y'all hear me okay? I know we had some music blasting. I've got kind of a strange microphone situation going on here. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to take it out. I can't attach it to me because I move around so much. It's not wireless, it has a cord. So it's just like attached right here. So if I sound muffled or weird, just let me know. But we're trying to avoid that audio problem where we've been having. And last stream, the Mrs. Claus stream, this seemed to help. So I'm trying it again. How are we doing? I am doing well. I've got my super rad sequin 80s style Christmas hat on and my ginormous Christmas tree earrings and Star Wars Celebration of Life. What is it?
Life Day.
Life Day.
Actually, it was several days ago.
Life Day shirt. He has a Star Wars shirt on too, but he's covering up because it's really cold down here.
Yeah, I don't. You have no heat down
We're in the basement. Well, I do have heat. I just didn't turn it on.
Saving electricity.
Yeah, and plus making sure my phone doesn't overheat. It doesn't like heat. Yes, we hear you fine. Patricia is here. Hey, Patricia. Thank you for coming. We are actually going to get into things really quickly tonight and just go ahead and start with the mail call. Then after that, I think we're going to do Mad Libs because we haven't done Mad Libs in forever. Like, since like February. What is up with that? It's almost been like a year. We have to do a Christmas Mad Libs. So we're going to do that after the mail call. And then after that, the only thing scheduled is to talk about retro toys and retro stuff. Because as you can see, I've got so much. This is the biggest spread I've ever done of retro Christmas stuff or retro anything. So we're going to talk about all the stuff, probably not all the stuff, but a good deal of the stuff behind things. So that's the schedule for tonight. Tammy's here. Hey, Tammy.
Yep. Hey, hello, everyone.
Okay, so I am going to take you away. If I can remember how to do this stuff. Oh, I took myself away. There we go. So we're going to have full screen for this mail call so I can show you guys what is here. So we have Tom joining us. Tom is here. He's late as usual, but not very much. We just started. So let's get into this. Okay, I've already opened this one. But I wanted to thank Rob of Rob's Classic Commercials for this hat. It's a Ren and Stimpy hat that says Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy. And he also has one, and Sumner has one too. So one day, we're all going to get together, and we're going to collab, and we're going to all wear a Ren and Stimpy hat. And it's going to be so rad. Don't you guys agree? This is super cool, so thank you, Rob, for that. He also sent, I actually already opened this one. I'll share this with you as well. He also sent this Ren and Stimpy pin. So that is pretty cool. I'm quite the Ren and Stimpy fan, in case you haven't guessed, and I like Ren and Stimpy a lot too. Urbexy is here. Hey, Urbexy. I like to wear pins. There it is.
She does.
I got this 80s rainbow Christmas tree pin. But now I also have a Ren and Stimpy pin from Rob. You see him here in the chat. Rob's Classic Commercials and retro stuff. He says, glad you like it. I do like it. Thank you very much, Rob. And if y'all get a chance, please check out his channel, Rob's Classic Commercials and retro stuff. He has a lot of, you guessed it, retro commercials, and they are really fun to watch. And he'll do themes with them, and he has holiday ones and all that. So his channel is definitely a lot of fun. So please check that out when you get a chance. Okay, I have another package. I have not opened this one yet, although I know what it is. This is also from Rob. He did not send these all at once. I've just ordered them up to open on the next live stream, and I haven't been doing my Retro Nightmare live stream very much lately, so they kind of got piled up. Trisha says her son and herself love Ren and Stimpy. Well, I also love it, and my dad also thinks it's pretty funny. My mom, not a fan. She could never understand why my dad and I liked that, but we always did. And I know that Sumner also watched this show growing up. She watched it with her dad as well. Okay, let's get into here. You might be able to guess what it is. Oh, I'm gonna need to cut more. Ta-da! It is Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. This is a Funko Pop. So I had done.
And since it's Christmas, Freddy also knows.
That's true, and that's very,
Wah, wah, wah.
very creepy to think about. Thank you, Rob, for this. I did a collaboration a few months ago, I guess, with another channel called Smitty's Travels, and we went around to a couple of stores in Pigeon Forge, and in one of the stores, I just offhandedly said, oh, there's a Freddy Krueger Funko Pop. I don't have that. Lo and behold, I get some mail, and Rob has a sneaky way of listening to little things like that. And he sent the Funko Pop, which also was a lot cheaper, he told me, ordering it online instead of that overpriced store I was in. So he's like a bargain shopper, which is cool. And thank you very much, Rob, for that. So I have one more thing, but this will take me a little bit of time to go through. This box was sent by Sumner, and it says the retro gift box for the Retromantic. So she's put together a retro gift box for me, which is exciting because usually I'm the one putting together retro gift boxes and bags for other people. But today, it's my turn to open up a retro surprise box. and I'm really excited. You can cut the tension with a knife.
I got a knife.
So I'm excited to open this. Donnie is here. Hey Donnie, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Dirk is here, American Explorer. How's it going? Hello to anybody else that's come in or that's watching. Glad to have y'all here. Okay, here we go with this. Now, I also want to add that this box gave us a lot of trouble because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the United States Postal Service has been having a lot of trouble lately. I mean, it's the holidays, so it's always kind of like this, but it's been more so this year because people aren't getting together like they were in the past, so they're just mailing everything. So boxes have gone missing. I know you have a bad experience. Yeah, but this box went missing. She sent it a long time ago, and it only recently got here because it was just all over the map, and no one knew where it was, and she had to call about it. This and that, but it finally showed up, and we got it in time for the live stream, so all is well. I already answered him. He doesn't pay attention.
I don't.
He doesn't listen to me when I talk. He just tunes out. He's over there on his laptop playing games.
Well, sometimes, well, not right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did say hi to American Explorer, but I'll say hi again. Hello. We are doing well, and we're glad you're here. Okay. I'm about to get into retro prize box. What? I own box cutters. Not that obscure of a thing. She did send a nice card. It said, "Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Have a pencil draping, ornament hanging, tree lighting, stocking stuffing, hall decking, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year." You can almost wrap that. You know, if you really wanted to get into it. We've wrapped on here before. I'm not gonna put a.
You wrapped.
You did the beat. We've wrapped the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. It was about not doing drugs. Well, we will spare you all from that. This is a nice card. She's also got a message to me in there. So thank you for that. But let's see what's in the box. I see totally awesome stuff already. Look at this. It's a Golden Girl drink cup. And it's got the fabulous ladies on there, and it says "Stay Golden." This is amazing. Look at this.
You are good. You're gonna bring it to work.
Yes, I will bring it to work every day.
That's your drink bottle now.
Look at this. It's pink. What do you guys think of that? Hey, Kevin's here. Hey, Kevin. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so this is the first thing, and it's amazing. So let's see what else is in here. I see a little tiny container, little baggie, and it has a million Rainbow Bright buttons in it. This is awesome. I love Rainbow Bright. I've even got something tonight that I set out, thinking about Sumner. My tower of VHS is falling over. I know. I set this out to show to you, Sumner, and everybody else too. I have a Rainbow Bright Christmas book. But anyway, this is a little bag of buttons. As I stated earlier, I like to wear buttons and pens. And I love Rainbow Bright. There's a flare on that, but it's a little tiny Rainbow Bright with her Sprite friend. So many of them.
I guess she's saying that Rob got those for you.
Rob bought that for me. Okay, well, thank you. Wow, it's cool enough to get like one button. There's like whole bag of buttons. They're Starlight colors. Okay, that's super cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Out and About Science with Mr. G says B. Arthur was his favorite. Yeah, she's good. She's like the smartest one and the stern one and the wise one. And I like her too. She's my second favorite one, but my first was Betty White Rose. But I like B. Arthur second. Dorothy. Okay, so there's a keychain in here. Golden Girls keychain. Speaking of them again. So that is awesome. If you're just tuning in, I'm opening up my retro prize box sent to me by Sumner. It has some stuff in it from Rob too. Patricia says, how cute. I know where you got this. You got this from Five Below, and it's so funny, Sumner, because I got one to send to you. So we are like totally on the same wavelength.
I remember.
It's a little Pac-Man. I know you had got one for yourself though at one point, so I think I didn't send it to you because I saw that you got one. But at one point I had bought several of these where I said I was gonna send you one, Sumner. But then you like popped up on a message and you were like, look at that. So yeah, and now she sent one to me. So that is very cool. It's a Pac-Man. It looks like a little arcade game, but it's candy. Five Below is an awesome store. We do not have that here. Well, we do, but we have to go an hour to get to one. So yeah, I made you go in one.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yes, I forced him through threat of death to go in Five Below. No, not really. Yeah, where I used to live in Richmond, Virginia, we had Five Below like really close by, but now like everything moves really far away. So we have to like do a day trip to like go shopping and stuff. Okay. Also, this is in there. Mr. Rogers, will you be my neighbor? I love that. And he's there with Daniel Tiger. And Daniel Tiger shares the name with you. And Daniel Tiger got his own show later on. So that's cool. I actually have a Mr. Rogers magnet, but not this one. So that is awesome. Thank you very much. Robin Sumner says they have one that looks like the original Game Boy now. That's cool. I'll have to look at that next time I'm there. Kevin says that's very cool. Yes, it is. Okay, what else is in here? We got little Ren and Stimpy figures. These are awesome. I know where these are from. They're from Dollar Tree. So if you guys like Ren and Stimpy, rush out to your nearest Dollar Tree at once because they have Ren and Stimpy right now. Maybe they don't anymore, but I saw them recently. So that's kind of an inexpensive way to collect some Ren and Stimpy. So thank you. These guys are very cool. Little figures. Little Ren and Stimpy. Okay, what else? And I'm guessing this was one of the cards from your collection, Sumner. She said she was going to send me a card from her collection and surprise me on which one. So I'm guessing it's this one. So that is cool. Thank you. I collect Hot Wheels and Matchbox and all that. And in fact, at my feet, there's a big box of them. You can't see it, but it's there. And I also use these on my train layout. I'm working desperately hard to get a video out to you guys this week. There's so much going on, and I had a lot of trouble with the filming and the layout and getting everything done correctly with my train layout video. My train and the track and the things I use, the electronics I use with it are 65 years old. So there's definitely some things that can go wrong or not as planned. So I wanted to get that video out a lot earlier, but I'm gonna try my best to have my train layout American Flyer video this week. But yes, I can always use Hot Wheels and little cars like that to put down in my train layout or just on display. So thank you for that. There's still some more stuff in here. There's another one. There's a Hello Kitty. It's like a Lego car. And I'm quite a fan of Hello Kitty. I'm well aware of that. So that is cool too. She also sent stickers, Hello Kitty stickers. You never go wrong with Hello Kitty stuff. And she sent Mad Libs, which is awesome because I love Mad Libs and I've been obsessed with them for a long time. Like when I was a kid, I would read them, and then I worked at a library for a long time, like over a decade, and I used to do these with the teenagers there, and they really liked them. And as it turns out, even adults like these, which is why we are going to do one in a little bit. But what I was going to say is when Sumner told me ahead of time that she was sending me Mad Libs, I was like, oh, I already have Christmas Mad Libs. But guess what? This is different ones because these are the ones that I have. This is a really thick one. But it's different. That's a different one. And then I have this really old one. I have this one too. So all three are different. Now this one, oddly enough, came with my house when I bought it. I think I told you that too. It was like the house was meant for me because they left some things here. They left like a light bright and a Mad Lib and some different things. So I was like, well, it's just meant to be here. It comes with retro stuff. How cool is that? And there's even like things filled out and they put dates on it, and it's like, I don't know, not terribly old, but it says like, I guess it is pretty old now, like 1992 or 93 dated in there, so that's kind of cool. So thank you for that. And we're gonna do one in just a minute. Or probably just one because I have so many toys and things to talk about. And we don't want to be going all night. We want to end earlier than usual. So.
Look, we're not going to midnight tonight?
No, we're not. We started at 8. We started earlier just because it's, it's Christmas week and people have stuff going on. We usually do this on Saturday. Yeah. And this, some people still have to work tomorrow and stuff. So we're going to try to get done a little bit earlier. Let me make sure. Yeah, I missed a couple of things. So there's another car. I'm probably making so much noise in that microphone. Like, there's a little Hello Kitty necklace, which is totally cute. There is a delicious bag of Haribo Happy Cherries, which is cool. It's like gummy bears, but it's little cherries. And I'm a fan of like things with cherries on them. So these will be tasty to eat and also oh so cute. Aren't they cute, Sir Daniel?
You look
Do you even like gummies though?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you eat them.
Well, there's around.
Okay, well maybe we'll eat them. And then finally this car was in here, and I especially like this one because it has that retro look. So I'll definitely put this down on my screen now. Okay, so thank you The retro prize box is looked through. It was amazing. Thank you, Rob and Sumner. Sumner put that together. But Rob added a few things, and Rob gave me a bunch of other stuff. So thank you both for that. You certainly given me a fun little retro Merry Christmas here, and I appreciate you both. American Explorer is addicted to gummy stuff. I'll have to keep that in mind. So I've already thanked her, but I also wanted to thank Tammy for sending what you did. I appreciate that so much. It was so unexpected, but I appreciate you for thinking of me that way and sending what you did, and I appreciate that very much. I cannot thank you enough. I know I thanked you already in typing, but I wanted to say it aloud as well. Much appreciated, Tammy. She sent a card and a monetary donation, so very, very appreciative. But I also happen to have this sitting next to me, and I wanted to say, Tammy gave me this as well. It's not what she said, but when I made a video for her of the Wizard of Oz, she had this in her house. It's a Benji game. You guys remember Benji the dog? He had that movie. You remember Benji? Yeah. But she gave me this Benji game to take home, which is cool. And she also gave me a Holly Hobby metal trash can. No, that's not in here. I actually use it in the living room because I love it so much. It's cool. It's upstairs. But, also, thank you for that. I know that was a while ago, but I still wanted to show you guys. And Tammy, I am going to be sending you what you asked for the disc of that video, the Wizard of Oz video. Merry Christmas, you're welcome. Tammy, I'm going to send you that disc. Do you have this magnet? I know you have everything under the sun, Wizard of Oz. If you have this witch one, and if you don't have it, I'm going to send it with your disc. So just let me know if you have this. Like, I was going through my stuff, and I never know what I have. And I found the Wizard of Oz magnet in it that I didn't find when I brought you that stuff before. Just had escaped it. So just let me know. Okay. All right, we're going to do a Mad Lib, and then we are going to talk about all this mountain of retro stuff behind me. So, do you see a candy?
That's what I mean. She says, yes, we do. Elisa just popped up on mine.
You do have it. Why am I not surprised? They only have like
a million things.
Yeah, a million, 2 million. Just so much Wizard of Oz. Okay, so we're gonna do a Mad Lib from Sumner's book that she sent. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys like a couple choices, and you will tell me which one you want to do, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for, like noun, adjective, whatever, and I'm gonna look in the chat and see who's saying what. I am not necessarily gonna pick the first person I see. I usually pick the most creative answers. So keep that in mind when you're throwing stuff out there. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try to find some good Christmas topics here. Okay, we have one called, I think this is a good one actually. I am going to give another choice, but I think this is good. It's called Auntie's Crazy Christmas Clothing. And I think that's good because I am wearing crazy Christmas clothing today. And I also have some ugly sweatshirts in the background that I'm going to show you. So that is definitely going to be our first choice. Yeah. Oh, this one's good too, though. The second choice is going to be the naughty list. Okay, which one do you guys want to do? Do you want to do Auntie's crazy Christmas clothing, or do you want to do the naughty list? Let me know in the comments. Between those two, we need some input from the chat. Don't go to sleep.
I'm trying not to. I worked all day. I'm very tired.
That's no excuse.
I know.
You guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm batting at his Yoda ears. They're like so long. I'm gonna have to invite you back into the stream again. Here we go. Okay.
The naughty list.
We have a vote for the naughty list. Anyone else? We need everybody else to put in their 2 cents on which Mad Lib we should do. We got naughty list. Guess I can be looking for a pencil. Let's see what other votes we have. Anybody else? Got another vote for the naughty list. All right, we'll take one more vote as a tiebreaker, I guess.
2 cent naughty list.
Dominique is here. Where did you come from? You just lurking in the shadows as per usual. Okay.
And then 1 for crazy Christmas clothing.
Okay. Well, we have 3 for naughty list, which it looks like we're gonna have to go with that. I lost it.
Uh-oh.
So let me re-find naughty list. Here it is. Okay. So Dominique in the chat here actually remembers what I was talking about earlier when I said I work at a library with teens. He's no longer a teen, he's all grown up. But back in the day, we used to do Mad Libs at the library. I know he knows that. I don't even have to ask. Okay, the naughty list. So remember, I'm just gonna call out what I'm looking for. The first one is adjective, which is a describing word. Giving you a hint there, in case I'm sure all you knew that, but just in case your English stuff is a little rusty, it's a describing word. And then I'm not gonna wait very long, but I'm gonna take either the first person or the most creative answer. So I'm looking for an adjective. Merry Christmas, Spaceman, Dudley. He's got some all caps going on here. Jesus is the reason for this season. Okay, so I'm looking for an adjective. Think of a describing word. A hint is to make it a funny one. Like, try not to be boring. That's my advice to you.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Because, when you do funny ones, not surprisingly, the whole thing ends up funnier when I read it. Yeah. So, okay. So, adjective. Come on, we need to pick up the pace, people. Somebody type out an adjective or this is going to take forever. Adjective, a describing word. Don't make me beg. Come on, people. Like stinky, or gross, or a color, or creamy. Okay, we got one. Right off the bat, that sounds extremely wrong in the sentence I'm writing it in. Okay, I'm looking for a that one. I lost my train of thought. Okay, noun. All right, a noun. People, a person, place, or thing. You got this. Let's go. So usually on this person, place, or thing, usually when you do place, it doesn't make that much sense. Like, these things will specifically ask for a location sometimes, and that usually makes sense. But I know a place is a part of nouns, but I would say don't choose place.
If American Explorers said goofy, you know, like goofy. I don't know if it's
Goofy, I think he means to describe it.
Okay.
There's a delay in the chat, so you have to like bear with us on that. Okay, so I've already did adjective, so we're on like a noun.
Elf. That's the
Okay. We put down elf. We need another adjective now. So I can actually probably look back at the ones that you guys put. I'm gonna use goofy because that's already up, so we just save some time there. I need an adverb. I know that's gonna throw some people for a loop. It's like an L. It ends in ly. It describes the way you do like a verb.
like yearly.
Like sneakily, or like it ends in ly. Always play, or like nicely,
Nice.
but don't choose that one. That makes sense.
Wildly.
Wildly is perfect. Okay, we need a plural noun next, which obviously you're just going to think of a thing and make it plural, so you're going to add an S to it. It's actually, I know I was talking about location earlier, but also person is part of it, and person doesn't make a lot of sense either. I'm being kind of nitpicky, but for noun, just choose things, always. It's much better. Okay, so we need a plural noun. Yeah, there's some other good ones there, like frantically, watchfully, thankfully. But right
Everyone's
now,
thinking Casper.
what?
Everyone's thinking Casper.
Yes. Good job.
Mine is not on. Puppies.
Puppies. Puppies, okay. We got anything else? We don't want to be too nice and list like things you might get on Christmas that actually make sense. Just giving you a little kind of hint here. So I'm looking for a plural noun. I'm kind of looking for another choice besides that one.
Trains.
You guys are picking a lot of things that make sense for Christmas morning. You don't want to do that.
I got an idea, but I don't want to.
Catch my drift. What?
I have an idea.
You can add to it.
No,
You're a part of this group, Sir Daniel.
Let them do it.
Judy Garland videos.
Okay, do I need to
Hi.
add one to get it going?
Yes, please.
Panties.
Oh, he said panties, you guys. You are on the naughty list. He's on the naughty list. This is the naughty list. But see, as juvenile as that is, it's kind of what I'm going for. It's like we're doing a Mad Lib about the naughty list, and like that is an answer that's going to be funny when I read it out loud.
Hey, Mackenzie.
Some of y'all are too nice. Trains and puppies. No. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mackenzie's here. And Ryan. Hey, you guys. Good to see you. Okay, the next one. Moving on. We have noun again. So just choose a thing, please. Thing. And don't say like a dolly or like a lollipop. Like, try to think of something a little bit more, like, strange. Tom says, oh, he didn't know we were going there.
We are.
I didn't
We're all adults here. Mostly.
Chris says he's bad at this. No one is bad at Mad Libs. I mean, I may be being a little picky about people's answers, but no one can really do that. So, we need a noun, something odd, or something like you wouldn't expect to find in a little Christmas thing. For your best bet. Toilet. There we go.
I was going to say something.
I don't even, can't even imagine what you were going to say, Sir Daniel. Okay, plural noun again. So choose a thing and then add an S and make it plural. Okay? So if you've already had a noun you were coming up with, just add an S and put it in the chat so that I can add it in here. Patricia has never played Mad Libs. Oh my gosh. Well, we will change that today. And they've actually, this is not a newfangled modern day thing. These have been around since, I don't know. I know the 80s and maybe even earlier.
Okay, we got goblins and zombies and kitties.
Okay. I am going to go with goblins for that. Goblins. So Patricia added that. She's playing Mad Libs for the first time, and that's an excellent answer. Thank you. Okay, next, adjective. That's a describing word again. Describing word. So we need a descriptive word. We're waiting on a descriptive word. We're about halfway through this. Bloody, bloody, bloody. You will go with bloody. The next one is another plural noun. Another plural noun.
We got a bunch of plural nouns already. We got zombies, kitties, and elves left. Or do you want something different?
Trying to decide. I see what you wrote. I see what you wrote. Which is funny, but maybe like a little too far. I'm not sure I want to write that.
Oh, leather mask?
No, it's help for review.
Oh, I see. I didn't see that.
Yes.
Oh, Mackenzie is giving up scrolls. Instead of a scroll.
Okay.
Multiple scrolls.
We can do scrolls. Okay, and the next one is noun. So just choose a thing. Like I keep saying. We have scrolls and then scrolls. Yes, Daniel did start it. I agree. But
Yes, and I have something I'm holding back.
The computer or the YouTube has decided that you can't say that word. So
I'll have to tell you later.
well, we can use it as long as
I don't know. Oh, somebody said wand.
wand.
That's good. Goes with scrolls, goes with goblins. Bloody.
Okay, we got a new one. So you guys are, I'm sure, going to go buck wild with this one since Daniel started this whole thing. Okay, the next one is part of the body, plural.
Plural.
Yes, part of the body, plural. See what people come up with for this one. So I see the one after part of the
Eyeballs.
We got another one out for review. We're being
Okay, and nostrils.
oh my god, well we can't say boobs on the live stream. It helped for review boobs.
We did stuff like that last time on what was it? Valentine's.
I know. That's the last time we did this. Okay, alright. We got eyeballs
And nostrils.
and nostrils. I'm gonna do eyeballs. I know, I could do other stuff. Okay, I need another noun, and I already see nouns up there. I'm gonna put bra, because I saw bra.
Yeah, that's good.
And we need yet another noun. So if you want to throw some more nouns out there, Tammy says, not going there.
Oh.
Okay, can you come into the stream again?
Sure.
So,
Do I need to go through the process?
I guess, because you're not there again. Okay, so we need another noun. I see, okay, Chris said bottom. I'm going to put bottom. Okay, we're almost to the end. We have two, oh, we only have one left because it says adjective and then it says same adjective. So, we only have one left
Okay, I'm back.
for the naughty list. Okay, so I need one more. Make it good. It's the last one. Adjective. Describing word. Make it really good. Gotta like finish off the Mad Libs with a bang. So we got, look, your ears. They're so big they go out of the picture. Look at his Yoda ears, you guys.
Yes.
In case,
Or do not. There is no trap.
yeah. Your ears, they're so big. If you're new to the stream, you may not have figured this out. That's Sir Daniel, and he is here. He's not coming in remotely. He's here in the basement with me, coming to you live from the closet. That's where I put her, the closet.
Yeah, you've got some
Putrid.
yeah, naked.
I like putrid. That's a good one. Putrid. All right, guess what? We made it through the naughty list and we're ready to read it. Are you ready? Are you ready, Sir Daniel?
I don't know if I can see it here, so I think we go. No, I
What
don't
do you think I'm gonna do?
Well, I don't have enough light right here.
To do what? You're not gonna read it. I can read with more.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a dramatic reading. This is what I've always done.
This is what she does.
Okay, so y'all ready? I'm sure they're ready. Are you ready? Are we ready? Prepare yourself for the naughty list. Okay, here we go. The naughty list. Make sure you are always a creamy little girl or boy, or you might get a lump of coal in your elf at Christmas. Here is a list of goofy things to do. Forget it. Here's a list of goofy things to do and not to do to stay off of Santa's naughty list. Always play wildly with your brothers and or sisters and share your panties with them. That's really, that's the spirit of the season. Sharing your panties with your brothers and sisters. I mean, I have a warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart right now. Never make a mess and then blame it on your pet toilet. Never do that. That's just rude. Always eat your green goblins, even if they taste like bloody scrolls. I really don't like the taste of bloody scrolls. It's an acquired taste. Do you like it, Daniel? Sometimes.
Extra iron.
If he's in the mood for it. Always make your wand. Not sure what you do to make your wand, but this says to do it, so make sure you do. Always make your wand and brush your eyeball every morning. That really helps you wake up and start your day when you brush your eyeball. I guess you haven't been doing that. You gotta build up a tolerance to it. It hurts
Good.
It hurts at first, but
Really good.
eventually you get used to it. Never tell your teacher that your bra ate your homework. Don't do it, okay? Unless, of course, you can bring in a well-chewed bottom of fruit. Remember that. Remember. And finally, always remember, Santa knows when you've been bad or putrid. So be putrid, for goodness sake. This is good advice. Commit it to memory. Keep it in your heart.
Apparently my face was cracking up.
All right.
I was trying.
So there you go. That's the gist of Mad Libs and what that's about. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's a little off color. But that's what Mad Libs is all about. And it helps you brush up on your English skills too, because now it's fresh on your brain what an adverb is. All right, so thank you guys for being good sports with the Mad Libs. We're just gonna do one because they're kind of time consuming and we want to get to all those retro toys. But we will do Mad Libs again on a future stream. I have lots of them. I have regular ones and all different holidays and all kinds of stuff. Yes, Sir Daniel has brought some retro toys too. And I'm going to let him actually talk about them right now while he's already up. Because we keep losing him from the stream.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm always getting lost.
Yeah, let's get him out of the way. He
Yeah,
brought
just
toys.
get me done, and then you can cut me out and you don't have to bring me back.
And if you want to, I can hold them.
Yeah, well, okay. Let me move this. All right, so all the things that I brought, they are not what I had, or not my original pieces from my childhood. Some of them are replacements from stuff that I had when I was that age. So one that, let's see. I'm gonna get out the ones for sure that I had when I was that age. They're all pretty cool, I think. And yes, all these are loose. I didn't get them in the package, and I eBayed them many years ago back when I used to use eBay. So, bring this guy up. We have our Admiral Akbar. And yes, the quote is, "It's a trap." Okay, from Return of the Jedi. I had this guy when I was, this action figure when I was younger. One of my earliest action figures I had got when I was young was the Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot, which is funny because they give him black hair. He doesn't have black hair. But anyway.
That must have been the only case they had. They ran
But
out.
who knows? Another Luke Skywalker that I had and is the Hawk, the snow planet. Yeah. So incomplete, didn't come with this weapon. Anyway, the funny thing is I had this figure when I was young, and the head broke off. In fact, the head broke off. And my neighbor, his grandfather, put a screw in the head so you could screw it back into the body. So somewhere out there, someone has if it lets it end up in a landfill, but has a blue figure with a screw in it, and it could be one that was wrong. So, yeah.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder if my toys went to the dump or if they went to
Well, I know that when I think I was 13 and we were moving, and so my parents said, "Okay, we're selling all your toys," and they gave us the money for it. But this one guy came in and he bought every single Star Wars and GI Joe action figure and playset and vehicle that we had. And so I'm sure he was a collector. You know what I mean? And sort of some of our stuff was well played with.
Doesn't that make you sick now, though?
Yeah, some of the stuff was well played with, and some of the stuff was in good shape. So, you know, and some of you who are like Retro will tell you, there are certain versions of these figures. She just doesn't really have Star Wars figures, so I thought I'd bring some. But some of these, not the ones that I have, but some of the figures that are out there.
I have an Ewok.
Okay.
No, I don't have any of these.
If you have like a certain version of like Obi-Wan Kenobi with,
I've reproduced.
Yeah. Which I'm about ready to show the original, that one, actually. Here's the original, that one. I'm trying to get it right. It's a little like backwards. Here. So, obviously, this is the Lando with the skip guard disguise. Return of the Jedi. So, anyway, the repo is that she has was done with a classic card backing. It's more detailed figure.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what I was saying is like, if you happen to have like a certain Jawa or the Obi-Wan Kenobi with the vinyl cape cloak thing, and everything's intact, they're worth like thousands of dollars, even if they're loose. So that's why these are kind of neat, because some of them they were like a limited run. So Greedo. Platoon. Yeah. And so, and another one that I had, actually one of my favorite figures that I had when I was a kid, and I kept it in really good shape. But of This is a replacement. This is Zukas. He's one of the bounty hunters for Empire Strikes Back. And all he's doing is standing there in the scene. Maybe he moves his head a little bit. That's about it. But I always thought they're pretty neat. I think the species thing is like, oh my god, that's too much detail. It's too much for me. So ones that I just, because I got them for really cheap, Speed Week Pilot from Trinity High. Incomplete. And of course, the never fun one, and of course, some people know how cool, because if you think about what happened last Friday, if you watch something, just, I won't say just that, but the Skywalker that's what I brought. None of these that I have are worth too much now, but this one I looked online and it's at least $12.99 from somebody. And when I got it, I didn't spend that kind of money on it. Maybe got it for like $1. So that one was gone up in price. So, that's not a lot. Some of them, they might, down the road more. So it's things don't happen.
And Kevin, I think that's a common thread. A lot of our moms threw away our stuff that we had that when we were younger that is really valuable today. In fact, I actually know a guy who has an eBay store. He sells retro toys, and the name of the store is called Stuff Your Mom Threw Out.
Yeah,
So how many of you guys had Star Wars growing up? And did anyone get Star Wars stuff for Christmas when they were young?
All the time. Well, especially the first, the early years. There's like some of these, like these ones I replaced, particularly the Zupas, the bounty hunter, I know I got out for Christmas.
Cool. I didn't get any Star Wars for Christmas. I got Pee-wee's Playhouse though.
You were really young, I think, because by the time you were old enough, it wasn't really in the stores.
Yeah. I was actually collecting it more when I was a teenager, like 17. I mean, not really this stuff, but I was like rushing out the Taco Bell and stuff because they had like Star Wars, like little like prizes. I know, which is weird for Taco Bell. I don't know that they do that too much anymore.
Are you talking about when
the
prequel trilogy came out and they Taco Bell and Pizza Hut and stuff?
Yeah. This was when they re-released the original in the theater. So like they had Yoda and Darth Vader and stuff at Taco Bell, and I was like obsessed with getting all the little toys they came on it. I do remember that.
And that was around the time that they started re-releasing figures. And I have those too, the ones from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, but, they're not really worth much because they made so many of them. People do try to collect them, so they're not like a rare Darth Vader. 17.
It's definitely a very good name for the store. And yeah, Sumner, I know you have to Playhouse. It's like I'm in the middle of Sumner's age. I'm older than her, but I'm younger than Sir Daniel by a little bit. So I'm like in between. So I had like some of the stuff he had, and then I had some of the stuff like Sumner had too.
Yeah, so, like Ellen has ET stuff that I had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have that ET that winds up that moves. I have that. Mm-hmm. And you have a Christmas one.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's crossover with different ages or generations, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, E.T. was real big too. That was like right at that right age. So I had all kinds of. I had E.T. Lunchbox, wristwatch, and different things.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
I know that was like my 1980s show and tell.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And I think I'm going to take you away now so I can have the full screen, because we're going to get into some retro Christmas memories. I have so much junk out today, guys. I have like ugly clothes. I have decor. I have plush. I have little tiny toys. I have books. I have VHS. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to get into it. So, goodbye. I'm saying goodbye, but he's still here. He can still talk to us.
I'm still.
Yeah. I imagine that might confuse some people if they didn't realize, like, they might think you're actually remote.
Okay, I want to comment on. I've seen some of the replies here. Here for Star Wars. Standing and saying, yeah, he had original Ultron, Transformers, G.I. Joes, Legos. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of Transformers because they were kind of expensive. But it did have some serious amount of G.I. Joes. And those are really worth something too if you got some of those things.
I have some of the ones that like
Yeah.
But guys, just one note to say, like, don't ever say you're sorry for not liking something.
Oh yeah.
It's not offensive to us if you don't like Star Wars. There's plenty of stuff that we don't like. I know it looks like I like everything. I actually don't. There's like certain movies, certain toy lines that I don't get into either. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have different opinions, different likes and dislikes.
Yeah, and that's the way everything is.
All right, so let's see. I don't even know where to start. What do I do?
I don't know. Maybe you should pick a side and work my way over.
Okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna start with some VHS, that old format, old dead format, and show some toys that go along with it as well. I'm gonna try to go fast because I don't want to be here all night, but feel free to, of course, add anything you want to. Let's see what we've got here. You know, it's funny because like I'm not like that antiquated. We have Netflix and Hulu, and we have DVDs, and we have Blu-rays, and we have all of that. But I'm saying we, I mean me and my daughter. But we do still have VHS, and I know that she was on Netflix or she was on the streaming service, and there were several movies that she wanted to watch, but it cost money, and she couldn't, and she got kind of discouraged. So I turn around and she's rummaging through the old VHS, and she's playing VHS on the VCR so she can see what she wants. A lot of this stuff you're not even going to find it on streaming services.
No.
So, all right, let's see. I know I had some little toys here. I knocked over my tower of VHS, so I lost.
Which she does have a lot of VHS, by the way.
I do. This is only a fraction of like what I have.
She has some really cool stuff too. Stuff that maybe some of it never even made it to DVD.
That is true, and those are the valuable ones. Okay, so I had another Smurf. I had Smurfette too, but she like jumped off the table somewhere, and I'm not gonna spend time looking for that. But here's a VHS. You remember the Smurfs? This is Baby's First Christmas, and I also have a little Papa Smurf here. The Christmas one. He's got his sack there with a little dolly inside. So going later, we have Sonic Christmas Blast, which is kind of cool. A fun fact, the voice of Sonic, Jaleel White, who was Urkel from course, he's the voice of Sonic in this old cartoon. So that's pretty cool. Flintstones and Jetsons. I know all of you know them. There's a little combo VHS. All of these still play. My daughter watches them. Here's a little front Flintstone Christmas toy too. I have. VHS forever. Justin says he still has rabbit ears on his TV. Tom says I couldn't be the Retromantic and not have a VHS player. That is true. Kevin has some ET trading cards. I do too.
I remember having those.
Yeah, I have those among others. Tammy also doesn't care for Star Wars. It's You're Not Alone, Justin, and Matt. Dominique, I'm assuming you're saying bye, so thank you for dropping in. Appreciate that. Brings back memories. Oh wow, yes, that's what tonight is all about. Is bringing back memories, but we're gonna do Christmas style this time. So, some other things I have. We were talking about Benji earlier with that game that Tammy gave me. I have Benji's Christmas Story. We've got a Pink Christmas, and of course, this is the Pink Panther. I know everybody remembers him too. Some people don't remember Ziggy. Ziggy was a cartoon. He was in the comics in the paper. Just like one little circle. Ziggy. He was kind of like a guy that always got the short end of the straw. Like, bad stuff was kind of always happening to him, but he's like lovable and he's like kind of like an everyman that people could identify with. But what a lot of people don't know is that he had his own Christmas TV special. This was on TV. Prime time, way back in the day. I don't know if this has a year on it. 82. Wow, that's old. This is an old VHS. This is the early days of VHS.
Yeah.
So
I got one. Maybe just 1 year old. Or 2 years old.
This is probably one of the oldest VHS that I have. Rob remembers Ziggy. Chris says Ziggy, no way. So I'm assuming that means you remember Ziggy too. Let's see. The ever popular Garfield. We all know Garfield as well. Garfield's Christmas. And I've got Garfield riding on some kind of little car there, and he's got his Santa hat on. And then, do you remember the books that were like this? Because Garfield was, of course, he was a comic strip as well, but then they came out with these books that look like this. And Garfield, I mean, there's like 30 volumes of different Garfield ones. This is the Garfield Christmas one. I also have the Garfield Halloween one.
I remember Garfield as being very popular.
Yes. Garfield was so popular, he made it on the thumbnail for this live stream. And that one right there. Garfield was cool, American Explorer. Definitely agree. Let's see what else. Now, Raggedy Ann has been around for a really long time. I'm sure you've all seen that. But did you know she had her own cartoon in the 80s? You knew that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It was probably on near something that we watched. It's like my brother and I weren't really into the Smurfs, but we watched it because it was on for Ewoks or droids. So we got watched.
It says award-winning animation and super soundtrack. Super soundtrack. Oh, and she had books too. That's Raggedy Ann's Picture Perfect Christmas. Bernstein Bears, who remembers them?
I remember the name.
They had a lot of good life lessons to teach you when you were a kid, and they still make good books. It's actually Stan and Jan Bernstein was the parent, and they are passed away, and the son now writes the books, which I think is pretty cool. This is a really old. It started like in the late 60s, and it's still going, that series. Of course, that's a Christmas special, but most of the books didn't look like this. They were different. And they were not like lessons. So I do have Holly Hobbies the night before Christmas. I mentioned her earlier because I said Tammy gave me a medal. Holly Hobby the night before. Holly Hobby trash can. And this is the night before Christmas. Holly Hobby is pre-80s. Now, she was around heavy in the 80s, but she is a 70s doll. Her and all
Say hello to Julie.
Julie, hello, Julie. Yes, I was. His stream was fun. I was there for part of it, and I'll have to catch the replay to see the rest of the light tour. But thank you for coming over and visiting with us as well. But yeah, Holly Hobby is a 70s doll. But funny thing is, she has a series out now on Netflix, and it's like a live action or real people, whatever you want to call it. And they've modernized it to today. And my daughter's been watching that. She does enjoy that. So that's kind of neat to see those things like come back around again.
Kevin's asking, what was Garfield's favorite food?
Lasagna.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lasagna. He takes the whole tray of lasagna and he's like, wow, he opens his mouth and he just
Hi, Julie.
shovels it in there. Here's a Rugrat. This is 90s, you guys. Babes in Toyland. We have some 90s stuff in here.
Pretty soon the 90s are going to be the real retro stuff, too.
Well, it already is. The early
true.
90s is pretty retro. I know that sounds funny to people that are older, but technically stuff can be retro after 20 years.
Yeah.
And 20 years was 99. So when you go in like, or 2000, something like that. Yeah, 2000, because we're in 2020. But what I'm trying to say is early 90s stuff, I mean, it's fairly old now. Like 30 years. Crazy. I mean, this is Rugrats, which I always thought of was like a newer, but I looked it up one time, and Rugrats came out when I was 10 years old. 10. That's, like, kind of weird. I thought of this more modern, but no. We're old. So just accept that. All right, what else do we have here? We have Baby Kermit's Christmas. Do y'all remember the Muppet Babies? This is an 80s thing. So Baby Kermit would be part of the Muppet Babies. Now, I think it was Hardee's. Hardee's had a lot of cool stuff, like the California raisins. I think it was Hardee's. It could have been McDonald's. I don't know. One of the, you guys can tell me right now. One of the fast food places in the 80s had a promotional thing, and they had these. It wasn't like, it didn't come with your meal. You had to pay, like, it wasn't that much.
Realized it.
Oh, it's a tartan, yeah.
Royal Stewart.
The Scottish aficionado has noted that Kermit is wearing a Royal Stewart tartan. But yes, these you could buy these for a few. It was really cheap. It might have been like $4 or $5. Well, I don't know. That's really cheap. But these are not like little toys. They're bigger plushes. And they would be like, collect them all.
Yeah, Rob's saying it from McDonald's.
Okay, and I definitely,
think he's right.
Yeah, I definitely trust him on that because he's like the commercial guy, and I know they had commercials to promote these, so he's remembering that probably
And
those.
McDonald's,
Maybe
because
personal.
they were so popular.
Yeah, so These, am I moving on? No, that's all I have for those. But I do have some more fast food promo stuff. I'll show you. This Garfield got left out. I had another Garfield. Let's see what else. These, I'm messing up my beautiful display. These are the same deal. Who knows what these are from? These are not just regular old Mickey and Minnie stuff. Well, actually, no, who knows what these are from? It's Christmas related. Who can name it for me? Show you each one. See who gets it. So the Christmas special. And these are from fast food too. It's the same deal. I don't know if it was McDonald's or Hardee's. I think they all did, but Christmas stuff. It doesn't say on the tag. I know to do that. It does not say that. This is Walt Disney. And the name of what I'm asking you guys. So who knows? Tell me what this is from. Yes, a couple of you got it. Christmas Carol was actually the full name is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Oh, yes, I remember that now.
Yeah, because, oh wait, I am leaving off the most important one. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, that's Scrooge. Right there. And then, like, let's see. Like Cratchit, that was his name, right? Cratchit.
I don't remember that much.
The father of Tiny Tim. Let's see. Well, I don't really know who they all are. You guys can probably help me with that. But I know that, like, that is Scrooge. And yes, this is from Mickey's Christmas Carol. And I don't know what last food they're from, so let me know if you guys know that too. Rob has Scrooge McDuck too. So, we have those. I'm gonna like try to move kind of fast because we've got so much stuff here, but you can still talk about things I'm done showing. Not a problem. This is very cool. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing that, you know, I have a lot of fond memories of when we went to go see that movie. Where it was.
Yeah, because some people say that Gremlins is kind of a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
There's some stuff in it. So, this is late. This is Gizmo. This is later. I don't think this is 80s. I think it was something that just came out. Fun, like, look back at the movie, and they put him inside a present. I always want to say that this is a claw machine. Like, if you look at it, it's like not the best quality. It's like cheapy, but it's still really cool.
I mean, it does have the tag, which is really good.
Yeah, but I think it could have
Warner
been claw
Brothers
machine.
Entertainment.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
And he's got a bow on his head too.
You know, sometimes even the major companies that put out stuff that's lesser quality go into those things.
Yeah, people like this. I do too. Dan is here. Thanks for dropping in. Hello, Dan. Hello, anybody else that's come and join us. We got. I'm gonna grab two here. This is Fievel from like Fievel Goes West and those movies. What's the other one called? What's the original one
I
called?
really don't remember.
I'm not really asking you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I watched it.
Universal Studios. You know the song Somewhere Out There was really popular. And then we got this little Smurf with a candy cane there. So that's what that is. Anyone know what this is from? This could be tricky. What's your best guess for this one? This is 80s. Anybody know? I'll let you know in a second. So these are puffalums. They're trying to escape. I've talked about these before, and I've talked about them in terms of being a bolo.
Bible.
Bible. Yeah, I know. I said Bible. I was asking the name of the original.
All dogs go to heaven.
Yes! Rob got it. All dogs go to heaven is correct. Okay, so what I was saying is I've shown puffalums before, not Christmas ones, but I've shown them before as a bolo. That stands for be on the lookout, because you can still find these things in thrift stores. They're made by Fisher Price. You can see them in thrift stores for 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, and they are going for maybe $15 to $30, sometimes more, on eBay. And I mean the sold, not what people are listing them for. They actually sell for these amounts. I have gone into Goodwill before and found 6 of these and sold them all for $15 to $30 each. That is a decent profit. So be on the lookout for these things. Or if you've got them and you don't want them anymore, don't give them to the dog. Don't give them to Goodwill unless you just want to be charitable. That's okay. But if you want to make money, these sell on eBay. They also make dolls. A lot of people don't know that. This is a Puffalo baby. She's in her Christmas outfit there. Again, these are made by Fisher Price. So yes, be on the lookout for Puffalo. Rob had a Christmas mouse Puffalo. This is a mouse. That's a mouse. Did you have that one or did you have a different one? Okay, so those are puffalums. Moving right along. And then a lot of people kind of jumped on the puffalum bandwagon and they made their own. These are not Fisher Price, this is Russ. Russ actually made a lot of the troll dolls that you remember from the 80s and 90s. And there's a little Santa, I don't think he really has a brand, but they're that same puffalum material, and I'm sure they came out at the same time, so kids would want these too. Some oddball stuff that I don't know what they are for these guys. He just says Christmas on his tag. Very simple, Christmas, that's it. Also made by Russ, which I was just talking about. And then Dakin, which actually makes some of the Garfield plushes. We've mentioned Dakin before. I don't know who this is. I think he's just a little cute critter ready for Christmas. Okay, so we have talked about these before. We will briefly talk about them again. Now, what about these? Did these come from Hardee's? I know they're Hallmark originally, but one of the fast food chains, I know I mixed them all up. One of the fast food chains picked these up at one point. Not the big one. The big one you had to get from Hallmark. Rob can tell me this. But we got smaller ones, like little reindeer in pajamas. They all have names. Like the regular reindeer is Rodney, and then the girl reindeer is Rhonda. Look at her heart. That's cute. And then there's like a kid, and that's Ramona, one in the pajamas. And these are kind of weighted, like their legs are heavy, so you can drape them over stuff. I can probably like put one on my head and he'll stay there because it's his weighted legs. But they made lots of things, lots of different sizes, I should say. Like they made this huge one. And then they made puppets. They have a puppet. This one is a puppet. And then they started making other animals like lambs, and cats, and dogs. I have those too. They're in the other room. Not going to show those today, but they got away from making just the mooses, and they made other stuff too. Or reindeer. Somebody said moose. I have that on the brain now. These are reindeer. Rodney Reindeer, Ramona, and Rhonda. So yeah, these are cute. Who had these? Anybody? I know Sumner has some of them. And then, Sir Daniel, I was out with you one day and I found this. And I got really excited. This is a child's hat of Rodney Reindeer. Who knew they even made them? And it's official. See the tag there? It's a Rodney beanie. And that's pretty cool. Burger King. Fans of Burger King. Justin likes it when people give good stuff to Goodwill, then I can get it cheap. Well, we all love that. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yes, her house is like a museum.
The retro toy museum. Summer had some, they look like pound puppies, but in reindeer form. I never thought of that, but I guess they do have some similarities. But like the pound puppy's feet didn't like hang down; they're like straight out. But there are some similarities there. Tammy says she has had some too. Dan never knew they made the hat. Yeah, that was a surprise to me too. They also make ornaments. I have a bendy ornament, and it somehow didn't make it into my video about my 80s Christmas tree, like lost in the box or something. But I have this like bendy ornament, and I mistakenly said another ornament was Rodney Reindeer, and it wasn't at all. And I go back, and I'm like, that's just some generic reindeer ornament. It's not right. And then it was like an imposter. So forgive me for that. But the real bendy Rodney Reindeer is up on the tree now where he belongs. Okay. We still got a bunch in this museum here. So let's see. I kind of just went into the plush even though I wasn't done with VHS, so I got a handful here. Does anybody know the best Christmas pageant ever? My daughter loves this movie. I read the book to her and then we watched the movie. It's kind of lesser known. It's got like Perusa Bulk in it, is the main little girl. She's Dorothy in Return to Oz, in that 80s Return to Oz. She's in this as well, which is cool. This is based on a book, and I'm not going to really get into that, but this was like a TV special. It's a really cute story. It's funny, so maybe you might want to like Google that if you're interested. I know in my town they actually did the play here, and I took my daughter to see that as well, and she really liked it. So there's that. It has a lot to do with like these really like ragtag group of kids that are really like ornery, and they're always like getting into trouble and doing bad stuff, but they all come together to like put on this Christmas play. It's a cute story. So we have Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin's Christmas. I'm sure this had a tape with it, and that you could put into the back of Teddy Ruxpin, and you could hear this Christmas story. So the inside of the book has the words. Actually, this would have been music. So you put the tape in Teddy Ruxpin, and then he would sing the words that are on the pages here. And that's probably that.
Christmas.
Julie says Merry Christmas. She's got to go. And we do understand that. We're doing this on a weeknight, so we understand people have to go because they have work tomorrow. It's no problem. Thank you for dropping in, and definitely Merry Christmas and good night. Inspector Gadget Christmas. This is sealed. I haven't even opened this one. Crazy. Yes, Inspector Gadget.
I remember that stuff.
Their Daniel remembers Inspector Gadget. There he is popping out of the fireplace like Santa.
Go Gadget, go.
And Penny. Penny was like the brains behind everything. She was always getting him out of trouble. Penny
I don't remember that much. I remember the music and everything.
Oh, you have to remember Penny. Penny's like his niece. And Inspector Gadget is actually not that smart at all. He has
that much I remember.
He has gadgets that get him out of trouble and someone's into trouble. But like Penny, who's just like a kid, she's like his niece. She was the one that was always like solving the mystery or figuring out what Inspector Gadget couldn't figure out. He was like kind of dense, and she would like be behind the scenes, figure everything out. She had that calculator watch she was always doing stuff with, but she was the brains behind it. So I'm sure some of you don't remember that. Dr. Claw was the bad guy.
I remember that.
I feel like the dog's name was actually Brain. Brain, yes, the dog's name was Brain. And then we have Muppets. We kind of already talked about them, but there's the Muppet Family Christmas. We got Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't have a lot of stuff from that show. I don't think I've mentioned it before. But this is called Santa Harry. It's some kind of Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas story. And this may look familiar to you if you grew up in the 80s. This was a talking storybook. It came with a record. Some of them came with tapes later on, but this one had, I think this one had a record in it. And on the back, it's got the coolest stuff. It says, look for these other stories. Dukes of Hazzard, Donkey Kong, G.I. Joe, Pink Panther, Coochie. Coochie, that's an obscure one, a little pink doggy. Not a lot of people remember Coochie, but I do. Transformers, Atari, My Little Pony, Knight Rider, Bernstein Bears, Care Bears, Mr. Potato Head, Ronald McDonald, Rocky, Flash Gordon, Dungeons and Dragons, 2001 Space Odyssey, Space Shuttle Columbia, Masters of the Universe, Benji, Raggedy Ann and Andy, Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Pac-Man, and Garfield. Those are the best titles. I definitely want to collect them all. Now I have a pile of these with the record still in them. This one is missing, but I do have a bunch of ones with the record still in it that still work, and I have played them for my daughter before, which is kind of fun. So, who remembers these? Did you listen to these as a child with the book and record or the book on tape? Did you have any of those?
I had the
Star Wars. I have Star Wars. I've chosen to.
Yeah,
Haven't I?
I had Empire Strikes Back, and I may have had E.T. And what was else?
Oh, here's one right here. I don't even have to like go very far. Here's a black hole.
Oh, I had the black hole.
This one has the record in it.
Yes, yes. I had the black hole one.
These little ones, they probably like 45.
Yes, and I remember had that in that. That's actually really fun to listen to that one and read the book at the same time. But I felt the movie was not as good as that.
Yeah, and the square paper records, I remember those too. There were like these paper thin like records. They're not as good quality as these, but they did play. I do remember that. Kevin is asking me if I have any owls. I do not have Christmas owls, but I do have owl stuff. Here's an owl.
That was good.
Yeah, I have all of the seasons on TV too, by the way. This was a talking owl. Now his talk box is gone or missing. It's just the plushy part, but I actually like this guy so much, guys. Don't think I'm a freak, but I like this guy so much that I sometimes bring him up into my room, and he hangs out in my room. So in my little chair, sometimes on the bed. But he just happened to be down here this time. But he has like actually lived in my bedroom before. I will admit it. I also have owl books, and I saw something else. I just happened to see this earlier today, so I'll show it. It's an owl puzzle, which I didn't even know I had. And this was mine when I was a kid. It's not from the Owl TV show, it's from the Owl cartoon. Did you know there was an Owl cartoon? Saturday morning cartoon. I don't remember her name, but this was actually mine. Like, not something I bought back later. This somehow managed to stay with me all these years. She's some kind of female owl chick. Check out that hair. Pretty styling. I've got a lot more, but that's just a little taste of the owl stuff. No owl Christmas, though. I can't say that I have any owl Christmas. All right, I should. I'm sure there was. There was one. He went to the hospital to visit a sick little girl in her hospital room, and they talked about Christmas magic and all that stuff. The way that I'm going to relate that to this, to right here, right now, is the little girl in her hospital room had this lamp on the bedside table. It's a clown lamp with balloons and stuff like that, but it was actually in the Owl episode. Now, I had this first, and then I saw that episode of Owl. I saw it when I was a kid, but it like clicked for me when I saw it as an adult. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the balloon lamp that I have. So I thought that was. Anyway, I'm going to jump into the 90s for a second and show you Magic Eye. We may have talked about this before, I can't remember, but this is a Christmas Magic Eye, and it's like you can either see this easily or you can't see it at all, and it's really frustrating. But it's like these computery looking designs, and you're supposed to stare at it, and you see some kind of image popping out like 3D. Now, back in the day, they had these in the mall. Like, you'd just be walking in the mall, and you'd see people just standing there, like, staring at paintings in the middle, like at a kiosk or something. They'd just be standing at it, staring, and you're like, what the heck? They get really close to it, and, like this close. And then they'd, like, be backing up, and they'd be trying to see these 3D designs, and you could buy the paintings and put them up at home.
I remember those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was Magic Eye.
I could not do them. I'm sure I can't do them now.
I can see them really easily. I'm blessed with the gift of being able to see Magic Eye. I know some of you are jealous. I wonder if I can see one right now. Yes, I can see. I see something that's on Earth. It says on Earth, like peace on Earth. You know what would be really cool? If I could hold this still enough and if someone could actually see it through the live stream. That's probably too hard. I'm probably not holding it at a right angle or whatever. Who remembers these? Retro! Hello, Theodore from Central California. He is here. Welcome, welcome. There is an original still from an Alf Christmas episode on eBay. That's cool. Alf's family was the Tanners.
Yes.
That is correct. Some people remember the Alf cartoon. So who remembers the Magic Eye though? Anybody remember seeing those? Of course, this is a little book.
There was a stand on sold those
Yes.
when I grew up here. I remember it was like a big thing talking about in high school. Could you see what was in the picture? I'm like, no.
Try. Here. I'm gonna blast the stream with light.
Yeah, let me actually come out so that I can get it caught.
We're gonna see. Okay, like this one. That almost crossed your eye.
Yeah, I can't close my eyes, that's for sure. I can't see it. It just looks like a bunch of funny things. I'm trying to like do different things with my
It's the same one again. I should show you a different one. Let's do it. This is on Earth, like peace on Earth. Let's do this. Look at that. It's like a bunch of tiny snowmen. That's what's cool about these. Sometimes they're like a bunch of like little tiny pictures that make one big. They're amazing.
I can't. Couldn't bend it now.
That is
It's too much.
that's actually strange.
Why?
It's like I think it's supposed to be snowmen. I actually can't tell what that is. There's like two things in the back and there's one here and there's things outside. Let me look that up. There's answers in the back. That's what it is.
No,
I could see it, but it wasn't like really.
I can't do those at all. It's it's like headache inducing.
Actually, some of these are kind of hard. Okay, you see this one. It looks like an airplane.
Like, oh, there's that one.
Yeah.
More. I give up.
So this is what you're supposed to see. Of course, you don't see it in black and white. You see it in the colors of the page, but it's showing you the shape that's supposed to come out. And of course, these are all Christmas oriented. So let me know if you guys could see these or if you cannot see them. It's always usually pretty split. There's like people that can and people that can't.
I can do many things. But that thing,
You know what? I think that you'll be okay. It probably won't affect you too much in life if you cannot see the magic eye. So I've got a bunch of Home Alone stuff. And people are excited about Home Alone. Like before the stream even started, I had some people saying, oh, in that post you did today, I saw some Home Alone stuff. So I want to see what you have with that. So I have the little book. And this is like the movie. Obviously, it has movie pictures instead of illustrations. Straight from the movie. So I've got that. And then, a few years ago, they made another Home Alone book. So this is modern, and it's got kind of funky illustrations. So I had to have that too. Well, it's actually my daughter's book, but this is pretty neat to see. then coming back out with this with the illustrated pages. There's the bad guy, period long. Falling into the heaven's trap there with the matchbox cars at the bottom of the stairs. So that's cool. There he is when his mom finally gets it back home. Sweet. So I got the VHS. This is Home Alone 2. I have the regular Home Alone somewhere, but not with me right now. But I will show you this because I do. This is kind of odd. This is the original VHS, but it is dubbed in Spanish. Look at that. Whoop. Almost threw a
Got it?
Yes, almost threw a VHS on the floor, but caught it just in time. So this is a dubbed VHS. You know, like you can do like how we watch DVDs and we do subtitles and different things. This is actually dubbed. You know, meaning they have different voices put over the actors' voices. It's in Spanish. So that's kind of unique. Of course, the back description is in Spanish as well. So I just have that in my collection because you don't run into that every day. I just thought it was neat. Okay, I have a Kevin doll. Check that out. I'm sad to report that his pull string no longer works. It actually does make noise, but some kid had this and played with it like a kid would and wore it out. These things usually wear out. But you see, this one's just from the this one's like newer, you know, when Home Alone came out. But I have that doll that's in the museum window. It's from the 60s, and her pull string still works, which is crazy. This one doesn't. I will show you what it sounds like.
Don't make them like me.
No, they don't. You ready? What? I actually can pull this. I can pull it just the right amount to know what he's saying. I was doing that earlier, so let's see if we can do it again. Let it go really slow. I made my family disappear. Let's see what else. That was the scream, just him going, ah! You guys give up, or you thirsty for more? Talking to the bad guy. That was the scream again. I don't know if he says anything else. Okay, he's just gonna do the scream from now on. But he does have some phrases from the movie. He's got his cool outfit on there from back then, and his arm does say home. So this is getting into the 90s. I've forgotten which year this actually came out. This is 1991, 20th Century Fox with the tag starts there. But he's still kind of got some 80s fashion. He's got like acid wash jeans from the 80s. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Sounds like the scream from the Scream House video. It did sound a little bit like that before we slowed it down. When we slowed it down, it sounded like a man's voice, and this was not.
I was just thinking that I could get a recording of that, do things with it, and use it on it again.
That you could. He likes to mess around with audio stuff, so it's definitely could work for that. Hey Ashley, I didn't see you were here. Hello, thank you for joining us. Okay, that's not all. For Home Alone, I have the board game, Home Alone, the game. And that has picture on the back too. Now the front of this is an illustration, which is kind of neat. See if I can show the board. If you want to, you can be the bad guy. Let's see what the board looks like. Oh, and there's a screaming Kevin. It doesn't look very much like him, but that is the hand gesture thing he does. So this says it is a scoreboard. I've never actually played this. It's something I just picked up a few years ago right here in town at a thrift store. There's a sheet here that tells you booby traps and valuables, what kind of key for playing the game. And then I'm sure it doesn't have all of its pieces, but it's still cool just how the box and the board. This actually is cool. Look at this playing board. It's a layout of his house. You see all the different rooms. It says start at the steps and then go throughout the house, I guess trying to get the bad guy. That's pretty cool. Look at the board. The McAllister's house. Floor plan. Well, the instructions are there. We can play it later. I know, like I said, I doubt it has all of the pieces. But now you think I'm done with Home Alone. I'm not. I have one more thing to show you. No, I'm not. Because, ta-da! I also have Home Alone 2 Lost in New York with a cameo appearance. Yes, I'm going to say it. A cameo appearance by Trump. He's actually in that movie in the lobby of the hotel. Let's look at the game board for this. Or let me show the back first. Now this one is different because it doesn't have an illustration. It's got the pictures from the characters from the movie, from the film. And then there's the back. Now let's look at the board. Now this is a vastly different setup here. Actually kind of boring compared to the other one. I don't know. Again, I've never played this game. I just picked it up because it was Home Alone. Look how different the board is.
Oh, that's lame.
So we don't know. Maybe it could be really fun. We don't know, but we definitely like the board for the first one better. And the pawns are kind of boring too, because you had characters for the first one, and then the pawns for this one are just little red thingies there. So that's kind of different. I am lucky enough to also have the instruction sheet, which is kind of rare when you find old games. It's always missing. So I got that. And then, oddly enough, on the back, someone wrote, Dad Amanda, Dad Amanda, Dad Amanda, Dad Amanda, Dad Amanda. I guess there's some kind of score sheet from back in the 90s from some family that first owned the game. And you've got picture cards for the characters. I can't really give a good review of this game because I've never played it, but just visually, the first one looks cooler. It looks like it had a lot more time taken to it, like somebody designed that board and they illustrated everything, and this one's just photos. But they are both cool. Look how serious he looks. like super serious on that one. And on the first one, he's doing the scream thing. The bad guy, you can tell they've been beat up. He has that imprint of the iron, the hot iron still on his face on the first one. So I don't know about you guys, but Home Alone is one of those movies that I like to watch every year for Christmas. Some people have a bunch of things they watch. Some people have their favorite. Some people like The Christmas Story, and some people like Christmas Vacation, which is another. I prefer Christmas Vacation to The Christmas Story, even though I like them both, and I like the retro elements, especially that Christmas Story has. But I like all that stuff, but I always have to watch Home Alone. And my daughter really likes it a lot too, so we watch that, and we watch it with my dad as well. My dad has always been a big fan of that movie, like, since it came out. He can never watch it enough. He never gets tired of it. It's fun. All right. So we got a little bit more. And I'm gonna try to be speedy because I don't want to take forever, but I also want you guys to see all this cool stuff because I didn't put it out for nothing. Does anybody remember? I have the VHS to this, but I didn't bring it down here because it's upstairs somewhere. My daughter is watching it, or she has it set out to watch it. My daughter's name is Annabelle, and it's spelled this way. And yes, I know that's also the harder character. But before that, there was a movie called Annabelle's Wish, and it's about this little cow that thinks it's a reindeer, or it wants to be a reindeer. It has some, I can't remember who now, it has some famous country singer, is the voice, one of the voices in it. But this has never been used, and it's still got the stickers in it, if you remember sticker books. And the pages of the color. This goes with it. This is a Blockbuster video promotional thing. It'll be hard to see, or maybe you can see it. Yeah, you can see that. The bottom says Blockbuster. For you folks that have been around a while, I'm sure you remember going to the video stores and renting videos. And
that was one of the funnest things.
Well, I mean, up until only a few years ago, you could still do it here. Yeah. We had a video store that took forever to go out of business. But I actually have some of their old VHS. When they started to liquidate, they tried to get rid of the VHS a long time ago, and they would have sidewalk sales, and I would go up there and I'd be like, Care Bears, Rainbow Bright, Transformers, I need this, I need this, I need this, and they were like 25 cents. And they still have the stickers on them that say Be Kind, Rewind, and all that stuff, and Return by 7 p.m. and all that old nostalgic video store stuff. But anyway, Blockbuster Video had these that you could buy. It's got the barn and Annabelle there, and it's got this little thing on the side. And you hit that, and it spins around. And you can just set it somewhere, or it also has a place where you can hang it on the tree if you wanted to. So does anybody remember that cartoon? It's a little bit more obscure, but I figure maybe somebody will remember it. Rob, of course, he's an expert on all of this stuff. He remembers it. Bob and I watched The Christmas Story last night, not impressed. And that's fine, I like that movie, but I actually do get a little sick of it because they used to play it on TV constantly, all day long.
It'd be
the marathon.
24-hour marathon.
Yeah, so I would be not this again. But that being said, I love the Santa Claus scene where they wait forever to see Santa, and then he says you'll shoot your eye out, and then he's struggling to get back up the slide, and Santa's ho, 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 kick right in the head and with his foot. I mean, it's terrible. He pushes him down, and his brother's crying, and he's just has this extremely dejected look on his face. I do that scene, but it does get a little bit overplayed At times, I will agree with that. Hey, Christmas Queen. I'm the Christmas Queen. Hey, Jay. Good to see you here. Thank you for dropping in. And Adam, I don't know if I don't remember if I said hi to Adam. So hello. Thank you guys for joining us. We're trying to speed through the rest of this stuff so that I don't leave anything out. Okay, oh, Blockbuster video. That thing I just showed you. I have another one. This one is still in the package. And they are from, of course, Annabelle's Wish. I showed you that. They also have a Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Frosty the Snowman. And so this one's still in the package, and you can see the little Blockbuster video there. They were called Very Merry Whirl-Around. And you can hang them on the tree. I actually can't make this one spin around without opening the package, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that one in the package. Good old Blockbuster video. So earlier we were talking about like the promotional stuff from the fast food chains. The ones I showed you before were things that you could buy. They didn't come with the meals. Like we associate toys with the Happy Meal, toys with your Happy Meal and stuff like that. They were stuff you could buy extra, but the next handful of stuff I have here were toys that actually came in the Happy Meal in the 80s and 90s and that were Christmas themed. So let's see if you remember any of these. This is Barbie. She's in a sleigh there, but she's like some kind of Christmas Barbie. I know that's from McDonald's. I think all of these are from McDonald's. I can't remember what some of them are called, but this was actually a doll, like a regular kid's doll that you could buy in the store. And I can't remember her name, but her little dress comes off to reveal another green dress underneath. So that came in a Happy Meal, and they had boys' toys too, but I just have the girls' toys right now. Rob, I think you were showing this to me, Rob or Sumner, or both of you. I can't remember. I know this is Polly Pocket. So they've come back out with Polly Pocket again, and they actually have that now that you can buy in the stores. But Rob and Sumner, you showed me this, and I was like, oh, I have that. And you like move this little thing on the bottom, and the Polly Pocket walks around. And she's in like a Christmas decorated house, and you close it up, and it looks like a little Christmas tree. Am I a fan of the old claymations with Mickey, Rooney, etc.? I am. I have the VHS for those too. I just didn't bring them down because I have so many. But those are good, and my daughter likes to watch those too. I don't have many toys or anything from those, but I do have the movies. Everybody knows 101 Dalmatians, I'm assuming. He's got his little Christmas hat on this McDonald's. And this little baby doll, it's a Christmas doll that's from McDonald's as well. That's just a handful of McDonald's goodies. We're almost done with the table.
Oh my God!
I know. It's like amazing. Okay, I put this out because even though it's not really Christmas themed, I mean, one might make the argument that it could be 4th of July, but I'm going to say for the sake of New Year's Eve, I wanted to show this because it's so funny. I have this. It's from Radio Shack. Everybody always mentions Radio Shack as like a defunct store that their town doesn't have anymore. But guess what? Our town.
Yeah.
We're in Franklin, North Carolina. We still have a Radio Shack. But this is vintage retro Radio Shack. This is a firecracker toy. So I think it does say something in it about New Year's. I think it would be good. But yeah, it says great fun at parties, ideal for New Year's and 4th of July. For kids 6 and up, enjoy it over and over, not just once, like a regular firecracker. So I guess if kids wanted to play with firecrackers and their parents wouldn't let them, they could have. Now, I will admit this is very lame and compared to a real firecracker, but I still want to show it to you. It has 2 explosion sound effects, pulsating light, battery operated, and it says kids will have a bang up time. Pulsating light flashes when firecracker explodes. Check out these kids' faces. Like, look how excited they are about this firecracker toy. And check out their retro clothes. That boy's sweater and her jean jacket are just totally 80s. Okay, so this is a Radio Shack exclusive toy. Oh, I gotta turn it on, that would help. Happy New Year!
It's actually kind of fun. I like that.
Wait, it has 2 settings.
Okay.
There's more. Let me see here. So that one's a little like anti-climatic, but you can see the bottom here, Radio Shack, 3 settings, off, rocket, and blast. And it does light up. I like the other one better, rocket. What do you guys think about this? Did you ever have any Radio Shack exclusive toys? I did. I don't like to complain because I got amazing toys as a child and I was very fortunate. But one year I asked for a remote control car because like the boys across the street had really cool, really fast remote control cars. And I wanted one too, so I asked for one. And my parents got me this Radio Shack like Jeep. And it was so slow. Like, it was cool, but, like, you turn it on, and it's kind of going at a snail's pace, and it had a setting to, like, spin around, and it would keep going. So I had that, and I'm out there in the cul-de-sac, and the boys had these race cars, like, zipping past me, and I'm like, oh, I got my 4x4 little Jeep thing here. It was kind of lame. But I do remember it was a Radio Shack exclusive toy, like this.
That was one toy I always wanted as a kid. Never got.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, they were so cool. I remember definitely. I'm assuming the ones they had were really expensive, and my parents were just trying to like save some money.
That's probably why they never got us. They're much more affordable now.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay says, this was fun for all of about 30 seconds. Yeah. I mean, look, though. I mean, these kids, though, they're super excited.
We were much more easily entertained back then.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool. You know what? I'm going to break it out again on New Year's Eve. I'm going to be sitting there, like, counting down at midnight. I'm going to let that sucker go to bring in 2021. What do you guys think? Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at some 80s Christmas fashion, and then we're going to wrap up the stream after that. But as you can see, I'm wearing a very glittery hat here, and I've got some ginormous earrings. The hat is from the 80s or maybe the 90s. But I wanted to wear that to be extra rad tonight. Let me read some of the comments first. Get behind here. I got my son a boat from Radio Shack. He could use it in the pond down the street. Dude, that's pretty cool, though. I mean, I could get down with that. It's
the
just
boats were good.
The slow car that I had was kind of lame. But a boat would be cool.
Yeah, they worked well. I remember those.
Snap! slow also, so Dan understands where I'm coming from. He also has a slow remote control car. Ashley has a secret pin that was actually a little tape recorder that I thought was cool. That does sound cool. A pin that's a tape recorder. Or a recorder, I should say. But yeah, that is pretty cool. I would like that. Okay, so let's see. So I don't really have ugly Christmas sweaters, but I do kind of have a collection of ugly Christmas sweatshirts. So like I'm ready if I need to go to an ugly sweater party. Of course we're not having many parties today, but if I'm summoned to one, I will be ready. I have an array of sweatshirts from the 80s. Like this one says, back by popular demand. Santa Claus. Santa Claus is back by popular demand. What do you think? How does it look?
Looks retro.
Yeah, so do any of y'all have ugly sweatshirts or ugly sweaters for Christmas? You probably have noticed that this is a huge thing now, and stores like Walmart and stuff are actually just making ugly sweaters for you just to buy, just for the purpose of them being ugly. I don't like that because I like the thrill of the hunt. Going to thrift stores and finding that actual piece of clothing from the 80s that has something hideous on the front or really tacky, that has history to it, okay? I'm nostalgic even about clothes. And if I'm going to wear a tacky sweatshirt, it's not going to be from Walmart today. It's going to be the real thing. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But that's me. I have actually worn this one before. I had like a ugly sweatshirt thing that I did for a group of teenagers at the library years ago, and I wore this one. But like when I put this on, my dad said he liked it. So
Yeah, that's actually. I mean, you can tell it's.
retro.
Yeah, but it's not ugly.
So I like failed. I think it's pretty like tacky though. It's like this huge.
Yeah, that's the word, tacky.
Green.
But it's not like really ugly.
But look at the sleeve. Even the sleeve
Actually,
has pine cones on it. So maybe I could have chosen something a little uglier, but I still think it's pretty like gaudy. It does have a nice ice skating theme. Maybe that's where my dad was coming from. It's hard to tell on here, but it's actually glittery too.
Good night, Adam.
Justin says it's not ugly. Yeah, I need to do better with that. Good night, anybody that's leaving. Ashley. Ashley was leaving. Good night, Ashley. I'm rocking that hat. Kevin says I'm rocking this hat. I know. Isn't this hat like the baddest, Sir Daniel?
Totally.
Have some t-shirts. This Santa, he says he's kind of a big deal. Check that out. I do not know when this is from, but it has a very retro tag. It looks like it's 80s. I've seen this shirt on eBay before. Could have done a retro 80s Christmas fashion show. Like actually modeling the clothing.
Yeah.
So we got all the reindeer listed here, very matter of fact. And it ends with Rudolph, period. Not even an exclamation point. Not sure what's up with that, but that's another retro shirt. I almost wore this one tonight. I was really tempted, but I decided to go with Star Wars. But I do have a Garfield shirt. What did that say? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And that poor Odie, Garfield has tangled up the lights and decorated him like a Christmas tree there. Yes, Chris, he is a big deal. I agree. Santa is a big deal. Yeah, Adam, I know you're not leaving. Still here. It was Ashley that was reading. Okay, do I have anything else ugly? I have a really ugly Raggedy Ann and Andy shirt. And it's like ginormous. It's like a dress. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like a that shirt.
Yeah. So there's that. Now this is a modern shirt, I know that, but I'm just gonna show it anyways because it's got gingerbread. Guys fighting with lightsabers. What do you think about that?
That is the way.
Yeah, so kind of that. I've also got this scarf here. I'm gonna like knock things down. Look at this. This is from the 80s. Bah humbug. If you're just not feeling the Christmas spirit, I know a lot of people aren't this year, this horrible 2020 year. You can wear this bah humbug scarf to your Christmas event. Even if you're just going to your own living room, you can wear this scarf. Bah humbug. Let me know in the comments if you would wear this. I think it's pretty cool. I've actually worn it before, even though I love Christmas. So I'm going to be really girly for a second and just show you this. This is my actual Christmas dress from when I was a baby retro. My mom saved it and she gave it to me like not that long ago. And that was my actual Christmas dress. And this right here, this is so cute. It's a Care Bears Christmas nightgown. Now I had the same one when I was a kid, although this one was not mine. If you watched my retro 80s Christmas tree video, I showed a lot of photos from when I was young, holding whatever item we were talking about. And one of the pictures is me holding strawberry shortcake, and I'm wearing these exact pajamas. And they have feet. You guys remember feety pajamas? I know they still make these, but the ones in the 80s had a different kind of like bottom. It's like a plastic bottom.
Yeah.
Probably better than the ones today. Did you have anything like that when you were a kid?
So, yeah, I don't even feel it. I remember what it felt like.
They made these for everything. Like every cartoon, all the Saturday morning cartoons had like pajamas, like feet pajamas that you could buy that went with them.
What we call them footy.
Footy, yeah, you're right, footy. Footy is more correct. He's got me there. These are really hot too.
Yeah, see, probably something when I was really small we might have had. When we moved to Florida, I don't think we would have wanted it. Just too hot.
Well, I was in a place that like was pretty cold winters, but I remember that these were actually like would make me sweaty. So I'm sure they're not flame retardant. Oh, there's like this thing where they make all children's sleepwear. It says it's flame retardant because apparently in the 80s stuff wasn't. So anyway.
We made it.
Yeah, most of us made it through. Let me see any little last minute things I can show you here, and then we'll wrap up this stream. We've been going long enough. Thank you guys for coming tonight. The final thing I'm going to show you, I do have a gingerbread man board game, which I thought is neat. Christmas themed stuff. This is actually a gingerbread man game, which I'd never seen before. I'm sure you have it either. I'm just guessing.
No, I wonder if it's like Candyland.
It's older though, I think. Thought that I found it here on this. Got a department store sticker on it. Oz Brothers, Florida. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't. Well, Florida, I haven't.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Florida? It's got a department store on it. It's MAAS, Moz Brothers, Florida. Have any of you heard of that? I pretty much covered everything. There's one little, I'm going to show one thing because sometimes some of you guys,
Moss Brothers.
Moss, okay. It was really tiny.
Yes. Yes, we had one in Naples.
Okay. Well, I don't have my glasses on. Really tiny writing, so I wasn't quite sure about that. The last thing I'm going to show you, I did kind of forget this little pile of books, and I want to share a few things from it before I go, because sometimes I forget that all of you are not from the 80s or the 70s. And we have some older viewers, and sometimes they ask, what have you got from other eras? So I have a little pile of books that is older, and I'm going to show a few of those to see what memories that brings back for you. Actually, some might be from the 70s. I have some older ones. And look what else I have in my hand, you guys. This is not a children's show, but I'm going to give a shout out to the Lawrence Welk show. This is the Lawrence Welk family Christmas. Very, very cheesy stuff. I know there's some of you out there who remember the Lawrence Welk show. So some older books. We've got Little Golden Books. I know we all remember those because they still make those. And they do a lot of reprints of these books. We've got Frosty the Snowman, Santa's Toy Shop, Tom and Jerry. You know, you guys remember those. I'm not going to look in the dates in all of these, but I know that some of these are from the 50s and the 60s for those. Got this one that's older. I wonder if any of you remember some of these books from childhood. Santa's Surprise Book. I have that one. This is 1966. Some people are saying goodbye. Dirk, thank you for dropping in. I do know that a lot of you still have to work tomorrow. I understand we're not doing this on Saturday night like we usually do. Good night and Merry Christmas.
Night.
We were talking about books on record earlier. This is an older one. Got the record in the back here. This is The Night Before Christmas. Narrated by Gilbert Mack, written by Clement Seymour. The copyright on this is 1970. I'm wondering if these look familiar to anybody. The Golden Books, Dan said he had some and then passed them on to his daughter. The Mysterious Toy Shop. Now I know this is a reprint. But the original book, this is a 1985 version of a book that came out in 1924. So that's probably the oldest one I have. Santa's Beard. Does anyone remember this one? I had some friends who I've shown this to, and they say they remember this. This was cool. It was like a touch and feel kind of book. You could feel Santa's beard. And you could scratch and sniff the pine tree, and had shiny Christmas ornaments, and a little bow right there, and then you could lift this up, and there's the puppy, and the fuzzy bear, and then you could give Santa's suspenders a snap. And there's a little fuzzy stocking as well. This is 1974, so it's not too old, but it goes back a little farther than I usually go with things. And then the very last thing, I almost forgot this pile of books, but I wanted to do it before I go, just to get some older things in. And these last two things are special to me. These are books that my great-grandmother bought for my mom from a department store for Christmas in the 50s. So I have both of these books. She's given them to me. One is called, well, it's The Night Before Christmas, another version, and then the other one's called The Gift. But the special thing about this is that she wrote inside it, and Sue is my mom, and the name down there, that's my great-grandmother. So I like to get these out at Christmas because they have some nice family history there.
Pretty neat.
Bought from a department store in the 50s. Some of you in the stream that are from Richmond, some of my old friends, you remember Tall Hammers and Miller and Rhodes? I don't know which one. It's from Tall Hammers or Miller and Rhodes. One of those, if you grew up with those department stores. Like we just mentioned that one from Florida. I've never heard of that one.
You were right. It is Moss. I mean, there was also a Moss Brothers. Which was
I said man. M-A-A-N.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. My point is I've never heard of that department store, and a lot of you have not heard of Tall Hammers and Miller and Rhodes, but those are the department stores that I grew up with in Richmond, where you could go see the legendary Santa Claus, and you could go to the tea room, and you could do all these special things that they no longer have because most department stores are gone or on their way out. So these are definitely some good examples of a time that's passed and a special kind of nostalgia right there. Yeah, family tradition kind of thing. So I think that is it. Of course, like I always do, I did go a little longer than I wanted to, but that's about it. Thank you guys for being here. I know that was a lot to take in. This is the biggest spread I've ever done for a holiday or even for a regular episode of My Retro Nightmare. We're still not on a regular schedule, but hopefully in the new year, maybe we'll get back to that because even though the room looks better, it's still kind of out of control. And
it still needs a lot of TLC.
yeah, this corner back here that's just completely engulfed in stuff is supposed to be where my desk and my computer goes. My computer is currently in the living room. It's not ideal, so I do want to get that corner carved out or dug out so I can be editing there and live streaming there, coming to you from that corner in the future. But, all right, I think that's about it. Come and...
Oh.
I know you all want to see the...
Get out of the closet.
Yoda ears one more time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Here's the boys.
As always, thank you to Sir Daniel. He's a big help to me with the reading the chat and just
I try.
other
I know I'm always
things
making a mistake every time.
and technical stuff and
Good with the technical stuff.
yeah. And humor. You add humor to the streams.
I guess.
So I'm always glad to have you. So again, we thank you all for being here, and we both want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. People saying they enjoyed the live stream, great job. Merry Christmas, a nice stream. We had fun. Patricia says that I'm her favorite goofball.
He is a goofball.
That is an awesome comment. I love that comment. I pride myself in goofiness. Merry Christmas to us. Merry Christmas to all of you. Sumner remembers the legendary Santa. Well, they still do that, but it's not the one that we grew up with. I'm sure me and you went to the same Santa, which is pretty cool. There was I'll just say this one thing, I promise. There was a Santa at the department store where me and Sumner grew up, in the area where we grew up, that he was there forever. It was the same Santa, like we went to him and then people my age, our children went to the same Santa, and like he went forever, like decades and decades, and then one of them stopped, and his brother took over, and they looked the same. So it went on forever. The very same Santa. There's been books written about him, like there's books at Barnes and Noble about the legendary Santa Claus from Richmond, Virginia. So we were lucky enough to be able to see him when we were young. So that was a fun kind of little trip down memory lane. I am gonna shut up now, I swear. Again, thank you guys for being here. I'm really gonna end the stream this time. I had such a fun time. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. Good night.
Like I was doing the Queen.
Goofiness keeps the stress in check.
Yeah, sure.
The audio might still be on, so don't say anything weird. Love this radio. So much fun. Sometimes the sound stays on. It's tricky.
So I guess this worked okay for what's going on.
We're trying to end the broadcast.